What's up, everybody? Hope everyone had a good, happy Memorial Day. I hope some of you got tan, like I did. I hope some of you took some vacation time, like I did. And I'm sure, like I did, a lot of you drank a considerable amount of alcohol. I hope everyone is safe. Thanks for being with me. Okay, so a couple things I want to get to before we get to the topic of the video. Number one, check us out on the web, livecortex.com, livecortex.com/blog, giant blog for nootropics information. I think we just launched episode number 77 on the podcast, all audio podcasts on livecortex.com/blog on everything you can think of related to nootropics. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/cortexstacks. We need more likes. We need more folks over there. All of our stuff is getting posted there. And 6 powerful products support this broadcast. I'm going to run through them and run through some of the specials so you guys know what's on sale this week at Cortex Labs. Here they are. Elite level nootropic products. Number one, the Cortex stack is on sale for $27 using the coupon code 5, F-I-V-E. Get your Cortex for $27. It's being called the only pre-made stack that works. I was taking a combination of uridine, CDP, choline, a few other compounds to run my previous companies, about 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that stack was better than any other stack that I had put together or found anywhere. That I actually got the bug, the entrepreneurial bug, to create a commercial stack for it. That's Cortex. It ships to 12 countries. Wall Street folks use it. It's very awesome. Get it at livecortex.com. If you need my help personally on anything related to nootropics, we've got a consulting service. It's a 40-minute call with me over Skype. You can drill me with questions. That's also on sale using the coupon code 5. If you're new to nootropics, buy Smarter, Better, Faster. That's the book we wrote for people that are new to nootropics. We'll explain the rest of our stuff at the end of this video. All right, so basically I got an email from a user who's saying that he found a particular stack that works well for him, read one of our books that suggests cycling, understands that I'm always pushing cycling, but doesn't want to cycle, and has tried like many other nootropic compounds that haven't worked well for him. And he kind of just wants to stick with this, and he's kind of saying, like, you know, what do you think? So here's the email. Dear Ryan, thanks for your work, and I'm glad the channel is back. Expletive YouTube. Nice touch. So I'll make this super quick. I read Smarter, Better, Faster, and you've made your point on me on cycling appropriately. However, not many other stacks I've tried resonate well except a combination of the 4 major racetams. And he's got aniracetam, oxiracetam, piracetam, and coliracetam in there with some alpha GPC. So he's combining those racetams with GPC, and that's his stack. And I would say that's pretty accurate. Phenylpiracetam is probably the other, I would say aniracetam, oxiracetam, piracetam, and phenylpiracetam are like the 4 primary racetams. Coliracetam, mechanistically totally different, but similar in cholinergic signaling enhancements of the brain, but a little less used compared to those other primary ones. And then he goes, I'm worried that eventually, so he ends on this, I'm worried that eventually this stack will lose its power, and I'll be left with the pre-nootropic brain fog that got me finding and watching your videos to begin with. Any advice? So yes, I definitely do have some advice, and that kind of brings out a major point, which is that, you know, people, when you establish a degree of performance, an echelon above where you previously were, you never want to go back, right? I mean, that's just sort of how things go. When you're an entrepreneur in life and you got like a certain degree of revenue within your company, you absolutely never want to regress back to, like, you know, doing less revenue. When you learn something new and you've established some new thing in your mind, whether it's like psychological strength or something, like, you don't want to revert back to old ways. You learn, that's how it is. And with nootropics, it's totally the same way. So I get that. And, you know, rest assured there is a way to continue to optimize your brain to feel good, so that you can not go to the pre-nootropics brain fog state. Well, the first one is really finding out what was causing it to begin with, because you might be just painting over dirt with nootropics, which is not sustainable in the end. So if you have a thyroid issue, blood sugar issue, sort of underlying fatigue syndrome, adrenal fatigue, or you're working out too much, these kind of things certainly play a role in brain fog. But yes, we do talk about cycling a lot. And I'm always emphasizing cycling because side effects will come for most folks if they don't cycle. Not everybody, but most folks, if they don't cycle off of certain nootropic compounds. You want versatility, which is why we wrote 5 nootropics books. You got to read them all, and you got to read at least Smarter, Better, Faster. You got to read 10 to 15 times to fully understand all that I'm talking about. But I'm going to just shift gears and just sort of change from my normal MO on suggesting cycling and say this too to people. If you found a stack that works, and by the way, you got to read the Racetam God Guide at least, because I guarantee there'll be stacks in there that you can take that you will get good brain performance from, that you can toggle from your stack to that stack, whatever, however many different stacks. But if you don't want to do that, and or if you do, and none of those stacks really work well for you, then look, I mean, what else are you going to do? You need performance, right? You need to function well, right? So, man, take the stack that works well for you. I know I'm always pushing cycling. I'm trying to be responsible. I've been in this game for 10 years. You know, I've seen it all around what happens when you don't cycle. And typically, yeah, nootropics will lose their power, they'll lose their efficacy, they'll start giving you brain fog, and they won't work correctly. You'll have to switch. You'll have to then make modifications to your brain with other nootropics to try to get receptor sites that the initial nootropics might have modified kind of back to normal so you can take them again. I mean, some people take certain nootropics and they have an intolerance for them after, because it makes a receptor site modification, and then the brain doesn't like that. It tries to go back to homeostasis, throws up a fuss, gives you some sort of weird thing, and that's sort of it. But look, I mean, you know, take a chance. I mean, you know, like, I don't want to, if you found something that works for you, you know, even though we're always pushing cycling, I just want to say it's okay to keep taking it, because I see many people in the nootropic sphere, particularly people that we consult on a daily basis, that we might have like long-term interactions with over time, because they email us back and forth, hey, I took your suggestion, here's what's happening, etc., that do take particular nootropic compounds or stacks together for very long periods of time and have no problems whatsoever. And I can't be the judge whether or not you're that person. So go for it. You know, if it's working well for you, don't worry about it. Okay, just cycle two or 3 days off during the week of that stack if you can. You know, read Smarter, Better, Faster 10 to 15 times and get some other stacks that work. I guarantee there's other stacks that'll work for you to keep your brain functioning when you don't take that stack. And then take it for as long as you can. I once took a combination of tyrosine, selenium, and iodine together in a very particular dose quantity for 7 months before it started making me feel a little wacky. I basically almost induced hyperthyroidism, because, like, sped up my thyroid hormone output so significantly by these compounds that it was like I started getting like anxious, and it was like sort of weird. But I took it for a long time before that. Was like 6 months I was taking that stack. That's a stack that's in Smarter, Better, Faster as well. Okay, so that's my take on it. Look, go for it. You know, if you're scared and you're worried about it, just don't freak out. Just feel okay about it. You found a stack that works for you. Awesome. You know, I always suggest cycling and taking other stacks. That's why you need to read the book again many times and try more. I guarantee you haven't tried all the stacks in that book and our other books, but don't freak out about it. Don't fret. Just take the same stack. If you found something that works, hey man, who am I to tell you it won't sustainably work? Everybody's brain is different. Keep taking the stack, okay? It's okay, and you have my permission. Thanks so much for watching. If you need my help personally in any of this stuff, we've got a consulting service at livecortex.com. It's a 40-minute call with me over Skype, 15 additional email correspondences. Get that at livecortex.com. And if you want to try what's being called the only pre-made stack that works, this is like the beauty of our stack Cortex. It's like there's a lot that you don't have to do. You literally take 2 capsules and you're on your way to a nootropic experience, better brain performance, really geared toward people that need to be productive and need brain performance and need to function well. Get a bottle of Cortex at livecortex.com right now. Coupon code 5, F-I-V-E, gets you Cortex for 27 bucks. It's pretty good. Rest of our stuff we'll explain here in a second. Thanks for watching. Hope you had a good weekend. Talk to you later. What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Balla here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function, take the Cortex stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then like everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex stack does. Moving right along, the aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it. We delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the nootropic stacks for the business professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, alcar stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the Racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every Racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major Racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. in that racetam. There's 8 major nootropic racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the NooPep Pro Stack List. The NooPep Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying NooPep nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of NooPep stacks that are highly effective, pro-level, specific brain state inducing type of NooPep stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.